disc is up. So this game is between H.F.B and Tiger Blood. It's Gordy with the disc. Passes off to J. Mitch. And J. Mitch finds Sue. Sounds like a pick was called.
Hey Justin, is he supposed to stop the time in between scores?
No, it runs when it gets down to 2 minutes though, he stops. Yeah. We're gonna do pickup. We don't have, like, we're the only ones here for us tonight.
I'm gonna go to the gym for a little bit, then we're gonna come back.
Okay. Alright, so Max with the disc, throws it up. Connects with J. Mitch. Looking around. Finds Max through some traffic for the first point. And the disc is up. So Ryan's bringing the disc in. Passes that off to Chris Moore. He finds Brad. Brad with the flick over to Rob. Rob searching. Somehow gets a wobbly disc off to Rhines, but it appears as though he's out of bounds. So Gordy with the disc now. Oh, goes with the hammer. Oh, can't quite connect. So Chris Moore with the disc. Finds Chris Rhines. Rhines throws it up. Connects with Chris Moore. Goes back to Brad. Brad sees Chris Moore there in the end zone. So it's knotted up at 1. Alright, the disc is up. Ready? So it's Gordy with the disc there. Shovels it off to Max. Oh, incomplete up the line there. Chris Moore. Over to Brad. So that makes it 2-1. Alright, and the disc is up. So the score right now, 2-1 here for Beer over Tiger Blood. This is Gordy with the disc. Bad pass over there to Mario. Falls incomplete. Looks like Dumpy taking it in. And he connects with Chris Moore at the front of the end zone. Falls incomplete. Looks like Chris Rhines with the disc. Swings it over to Chris Moore. Chris Moore goes back to Rhines. Rhines dumps it off to Brad. Swings it around to Moore. And gives it back to Brad in the end zone. And it's up. Alright, so Max takes the disc in. Brad on the mark. Curves it around there nicely to Josh Mitchell. And can't tell what happened there. Looks like it falls incomplete. Brad swings it off to Rhines, who pushes it up the line. Mario with a D. Oh. Dumpy there, coming close to the wall. Just kind of got train wrecked by Mario. Getting vicious. All right. So Max takes the disc in. Brad on the mark. Stall count. Rhines gets the D. Not sure why he didn't pick that off for the Callahan, but Brad with the disc. Dumps it back. Oh, and the swing there, intercepted by Mario. He gets it off to J. Mitch. And not quite complete there to Max. And Brad with the huck. Rhines with some footwork to get that in. The disc is up. Brian Cornyn with the disc, throws it deep, can't quite connect there. J. Mitch train wrecks it into the floor mats. And Rob taking the disc in, J. Mitch on the mark, swings it off to Brad over by the sideline. Max on the mark, swings it over to Chris Moore. Has the disc in the middle of the court. Over to Brad, no mark. Over to Chris Moore. Brad with the disc, right up close to the corner of the end zone. Sees Dumpy. Dumpy swings it over and finds Brad in the back of the end zone with a nice catch there. Some fancy footwork. All right, J. Mitch takes the disc in. Max with the disc here in his end zone, tucks it deep. And Gordy catches it, but can't stay in bounds, so that's a turnover there. Dumpy taking the disc in, finds Chris Moore, gives it back to Dumpy. Back to Chris Moore, doing some good back and forth work there. And that's Moore over Brad. Brad finds Rob. Rob over to Moore. Quick pass there to Brad, who catches it just before the end zone. Brad to Moore. Good pass there to Shayna for the strike. And that is the end of the first half. And they're ready to play. Disc is up. Looks like Brad's going to take the disc in into the rock wall there. Here it comes. So Gordy on the mark. Brad pushes it up the line. There to Dumpy. Dumpy searching, gives it back to Brad. He finds, oh no, that's picked off there by Cornyn. So Gordy with the disc. Looks like that was ruled in, and he passes it to Brian for the score. So that's their third point of the game, I believe. All right, and the disc is up. Chris Rhines there bringing the disc in. Looks like Max coming up for the mark. And the disc is in play. Oh, Gordy with the D. That's a Callahan. Hold on. All right, and J. Mitch pulls the disc. Whoa. Ryan's there with no mark. Now Max comes up. Ryan's with a quick pass there to Rob. Rob sees Dumpy on the line. J. Mitch on the mark. Dumpy throws it down the field and can't connect with anyone there. That is a turnover. Alright, and Max brings the disc in. Passes it over to Gordman. Brad on the mark. Gordy sees Max. Max there, searching for options. Finds Cornyn. Gives it back to Max. Max sees Cornyn in the corner, and I think that's a score there for their 5th point now. Alright, so Cornyn pulls the disc. Ryan stops it there, and Chris Moore picks it up. More to Rhines. Rhines back to Moore. Second effort, not quite there. That was a good bid. Nice bid there. Alright, Jay Mitch taps the disc in. Sees Cornyn down the line. He catches it, jumps in. So that now makes the score 7-6, I believe. And Cornyn pulls the disc. Brad and Rhines there combine to stop it. Brad picks it up. Gordy on the mark. Brad searching. Sees Chris Moore there, cutting in the middle of the field. Chris Moore up the field to Shayna, but Sue there with the D, I believe. Cornyn throws it up, but it's out of bounds. Here's Chris Moore bringing the disc into the cone. Taps it in. Jay Mitch on the mark. Throws it cross field and can't quite connect there to Shayna. So, Gordman with the disc. Brad on the mark. Dumps it back to Max. Ryan's marking him pretty tight. Swings it off there to Gordman. He's looking for something. Pick was called. And the throws. Disc is going. Alright. So. Disc is up and then down quickly. Brad swings it off to Chris Moore. Chris Moore. Back to Brad, but Gordy with some good D. So, foul called there, goes back to Chris Moore. Not sure what the foul was. I have a feeling Brad called it on Gordy. So, just goes back to Chris Moore. Chris Moore dumps it off to Ryan, swings it over to Moore again. Moore up the middle there. Oh, can't quite connect. So that pass was quickly turned over there. Hands of Chris Moore. Feeds it off to Brad. Brad sees Chris Moore. Moore over to Brad. Brad back to Moore. Moore finds Rhines in the... Guys. Yeah. Guys, they get it at the middle of the field.
Second warning.
What's that?
On the second warning, they get it.
I'm not... Okay. Whatever.
2.
So Gordy receives the disc, throws it up there, Blady pass, intercepted by Brad, gives it to Chris Moore, but he can't quite catch it. Jay Mitch with the disc, Moore on the mark. Jay Mitch finds Sue. Sue gives it over to Max. Max looking. Oh, can't quite connect there. Alright, Rob with the disc on the line. Gives it to Chris Moore. Gordy with the disc at the goal line. Gordy tosses it up to Max. That's J-Mitch. J-Mitch calls himself in there. And the disc is up. Rhines with the disc off the line. Rhines passes it out to Rob. Rob there. The flick over to Brad. Brad flicks it back to Rhines. Rhines up to Rob. Rob is searching. Dumps it. Oh. Dumps it back to Chris Moore. He can't quite come up with it. Max with the disc. Oh, J-Mitch trying to catch it there, but it gets D'd there by Brad. So Brad at the cone. Brad hucks it up, and that hits curtains. That is a turnover. Brian Cornyn sees Gordman, swings it over to Max, goes up the middle and can't find anything there. So Brad swings it over to Moore. Moore off the sideline to Rhines. Up there, and Sue with a nice D. Right at the cone there. So Gordy taking the disc in. Ryan's on the mark. Gordman tosses it up. Cornyn can't get it there. So Brad with the disc. Over to Rhines now. Rhines gets it up the line to Chris Moore. Chris Moore dumps it back to Brad. Right over to Rhines. Rhines up to Rob for the point. I believe that's the end of the game.